Okay, so this is Unit 6, Lesson 9. Let's take a look at these scatter plots. When the data takes on a linear shape, sometimes it's helpful to draw a line through the data. Because remember, the whole purpose is to help make predictions about the future based on trends. The problem is we need to draw a good line, okay? So all of these are pretty good. I would say the best representation is probably going to be maybe this one. I don't know, we could argue. It's definitely not this one, right? This one has all the data below the line. This one kind of goes through the middle. That one's pretty darn good. This one kind of goes through the middle. That one's pretty good. This one too. Actually, the more I look at these, the more I think this is probably the best. This is probably the best trend line. When you draw your trend line, you want it to try and go through the data as best as possible through the middle. It's not a requirement that it intersects any particular point. That's not a requirement. But you want to try and have it go through the middle of the data as best you can. So I would say either this one or maybe this one. And the fact that we're not quite sure is the reason why in future math courses we actually let computers do this or calculators do this, okay? We don't try to figure this out by hand. But for now, we're just trying to have you get used to it. So I would say, let's go with Patty's line. Let's say that Patty's line is the best because it goes through the middle of the data, which is what we want. Okay, so on the next page, let's actually draw on a trend line, and then we're going to calculate the equation of that trend line. All right, so here we go. So let's draw our own trend line. So what I would do is I would take your ruler and I would sort of line it up. I don't know if you can see this ruler, so let me do something. Well, I'm lining up my ruler to go through the middle of the data as best I can. There you go. So that kind of goes through the middle of the data, okay? So once you have your trend line drawn, then what we're going to do is we're going to calculate the equation. Now, as with any line, all you need is 2 points, okay? Now, these are going to be estimations, especially this one where we don't have a grid, so it's kind of hard to tell. So let's do some estimations. So let's use this point right here. Let's just call that 0, 200, okay? It's close enough. These are estimations. So there's 1 point. For the rest of it, you can use a point that's already established, or you can pick your own point. It kind of depends. You don't have to pick points that are on the scatter plot. In fact, you shouldn't pick points that are on the scatter plot unless those points are directly on your trend line. We're trying to calculate the equation of the trend line, so you need to pick points that are on that line. So it looks like I have a point right about here. Let's see. This point right here is on my line, and that looks like it might be 200, 800. Again, that's an approximation. Okay, once we have those points, now we're just writing the equation of a line that has those points. So this is review again. How do I write the equation of a line? I need a slope and I need a y-intercept. Well, we have the y-intercept already, so that's easy. So let's calculate the slope. Slope, as you know by now, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I've got 2 coordinates right here. So this is going to be 800 minus 200 over 200 minus 0. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What does that turn out to be? That turns out to be 600 over 200, which comes out to be 3. So it looks like my slope is 3. So my equation then is going to be y equals, my slope is 3, x plus 200. So just to reiterate what this means that a crocodile with 0 body mass would have a bite force of 200. Now, obviously, that doesn't make any sense, but that's okay. Those things happen sometimes. But what it does mean in terms of our rate is that for every pound of body mass that we increase, the bite force increases by 3 pounds. So that's what that means. Okay, so use your trend line to estimate the bite force of a crocodile that weighs 250 pounds. Okay, so X is our body mass. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug in 250 for X. So my trend line is y equals 3x plus 200. I'm going to plug in 250 for X because it's asking what is the bite force for a crocodile that weighs 250 pounds. I would go to my calculator. I would type that in, 950. Okay, now let's just note for a minute that let's see how close my trend line is. So if I go to 250, which is right here, and I go straight up till I hit my line, and then I come straight over, that should be really close to 950. And man, it sure is. That's really good. So that means that my trend line is pretty darn good, and my equation is pretty darn good. Okay, so that's it. So you have to be able to draw on a trend line, and then you have to be able to write the equation of that trend line. And by the way, one last note. I highly recommend, if it's available to you, I highly recommend that you choose a point on the y-axis because that always gives you your y-intercept right out of the gates. That's really, really easy. Okay, that's it.